Hey guys, welcome to Cards and Sharps. How you doing? We have another knife for you today to look at. This one is from Kizer, and you can see it's a kind of a pretty little knife. This is the Kizer Fire Ant, which makes you think of a small knife, and this is a small knife sent out by Kizer, which they do make some knives that have a higher end look to them. And how does this one stack up to that? First, let me just show you how it comes packaged. You get this box, and it comes in this nice sleeve with a kind of a matte finish to it. Then this box, magnetic, opens up like that. You have your little pouch with the paperwork, and then you get this nice pouch with a Velcro that you store your knife in. So they really trying to put out the effort to give this knife kind of a high-end feel, and let's see how they do. It's a small knife, and these retail about 95 bucks or so. So it which is not a super premium price, but that does put it in the you expect some good stuff for that kind of money. Just some quick stats with it. Let's see what it weighs. Showing 2.65 here, and that's pretty close to what they advertised the weight at. So it's not a super light, but it's not heavy at all. I consider anything under 4 ounces as everyday carryable, and this one definitely comes in well under that. It is overall 6.5 inches, with a blade of just under 3 inches total, 2.625, which that looks like to me to be the usable amount of blade. So I think on their blade measurement, they're just measuring the sharpening part. And then you got that little sharpening tool in there. And blade width 0.875. And let's get the old calipers out. And not that I don't trust printed stats, but we like to eyeball it for ourselves. And then the blade stock thickness is 12.12, which is pretty standard. So you got a Wharncliffe blade here that with a flat grind, and it pretty thin, and then it tapers up to here, and at the spine is 0.12. So not overly thin blade stock, so it should have some pretty good strength to it. The finish is stone wash on the blade, and then the handle is titanium, and it's got a nice sheen to it, but I do notice that it does show smudges and smears pretty easily. So probably after much handling, if a lot of smudges and things bother you, then you're going to probably keep a little towel or hanky handy and wipe that down. The handle width is 0.75 they say, and that's about, I'm showing 0.81, 0.79, so not too far off there. And the thickness is 0.375, so that's and they're showing it 0.42, so I don't, probably right there where I measured is a little squeezed. So that's, yeah, I'm showing 0.41 right there. So it kind of has a little taper to it because you got the liner lock, and it just kind of tapers in there. So at the widest point, it's going to be 0.41, 42. Not a thick knife at all. And it's going to be right hand only. Clip does not reverse, and it is going to be blade up only, which is fine. That's the way I carry mine. And this is a design by Dirk Pinkerton, if you're familiar with any of his stuff. I'm not overly familiar with the Mr. Pinkerton, so don't know how this compares to any of his other designs. You know, I don't know if he's done a lot for Kizer or not. I have not done a lot of Kizer knives. I've had a couple come through, and they seem to be a pretty nice knife. I think I've had the Sheepdog, and it's possible he was the designer of that. I don't know, because there's some, you know, it's a cleaver, Warncliffe maybe kind of knife, so kind of similarities. If any of you know, love to hear from you. To what if you know, if you can kind of tell me anything else that Pinkerton has done. Maybe I should know, but I don't. Kind of unique look here. That blade looks like a kind of reminds you of those razor utility knives, and so I'm thinking this would work well in situations where you use those, cutting up boxes, things like that. It's not going to be a heavy-duty, outdoorsy type knife or anything like that. I think it'd be good for everyday carry in a you know, setting, just kind of daily kind of stuff, normal use, and kind of a gentlemanly looking knife, kind of classy, has a classy look with the titanium, and you got these gold thumb studs, which is looks nice there. The pocket clip has a nice refined look to it, and liner locks just kind of have a, or I mean a frame lock knives just have a really nice look, and it's got a over travel stop in there, so keeps that from being pulled out too far. The lockup looks pretty good, maybe about a fourth of the way, but it seems to be a good solid lockup. No play in the blade at all. And one thing about it is the blade material is S35VN, so it's got a premium steel there. I know in the past these have run over $100, but currently they're retailing for about $95, and that is not a bad price. Titanium handle with the S35VN blade, nice premium materials, and it's a pretty nice design as far as aesthetics. Feel in the hand, it's a little, just looking at the stats, I would think it was going to be a little small for my taste, but but it actually, for my size of hands, I get a full grip on the handle with no problem. It's got some jimping here on the back, so your thumb's going to be pretty good ways with a good grip. Your thumb's going to be up there, and they got the jimping running up there about where your thumb is going to land when you're using this knife, and you're going to have a good firm grip on it. It's got this jimping back here and underneath. Don't know that adds a lot to it. Maybe underneath helps a little bit, but you don't really doesn't really feel like you need that. And that jimping back here just doesn't come into play. I will say the clip disappears pretty much in my hand to where I don't even notice that it's there, and it's chamfered and smooth, so it doesn't present any hot spot to it at all. Let's compare it size-wise to knives we all know and love. There it is with the next to the Delica. It's gonna makes the Delica look like a big knife, and there it is with the Rat 2. So it's a little smaller than either one, a little less blade, little less handle, but it does have them beat in handsomeness, I would say. I don't know, this style might not be for everyone, and after looking at it, I've seen some of the other knives that had a lot of jimping. I'm going to guess that might be some kind of a hallmark of this designer, because I've seen some other Kizers with some inexplicable amounts of jimping, which I love my jimping, but and I don't know if that's more just to give it some look of interest or what, but not too bad. But the action is really pretty good. I have seen some videos on this and other reviewers, and some felt the need to disassemble and clean before they felt the action was good. Others have loved it. I'm going to be in the action is good camp, because right out of the box, first thing I did was hit those studs, and it pops open. It does have a pretty fair amount of detent, not overly strong that you have to overcome, and kind of, I think, pushing against that. Once you break that detent, then I think that makes it, that's what gives you that nice pop when you open, and it works smoothly. All in all, I like it. I didn't think it kind of looks like a little ship when you look at it right there. Just a odd thing I noticed. Blade centering is dead on, perfect. No play in the blade at all, and I nicked my thumb, so it's a little sore. Working the thumb studs is not bothering it, and even really doing that frame lock is not really presenting too much pain on a sore thumb. So I'm gonna say if my thumb was 100%, that would feel pretty good. No jimping or anything. They just kind of have it notched out, but it moves over easy enough. So all in all, I'm going to say I like this little knife. I could easily see this being one that I would include in my daily rotation, especially when I'm wanting something that's not taking up a lot of room in the pocket. Got nice barrel spacers on the back. It would have been nice if it done those in maybe gold too, but that titanium kind of takes on a goldish tint in certain light. which titanium tends to do that. But it just, titanium just has such a luxurious sheen and feel to it. So I think Kizer is trying to make a premium knife here, and for the most part, I think they succeeded. I think I have no problem seeing this knife being worth just south of $100. When you consider the materials you're getting, titanium as 35 VN, should be able to, for the use that this will have, it should hold the edge really nicely. And I didn't check for how sharp it is right out of the box, but let's see. Looks like it comes out pretty sharp. So, and I'm going to say you probably would get a lot of use out of it before wear that edge down, and it should be pretty easy to sharpen. Whether a stone, or with that size, whether a stone or using one of the systems. Nice flat surface there to lock down on, and then a short blade. With that Warncliffe, you don't have any curves to go around or work around or anything like that, so it should be pretty good for that. And also that is a really sharp tip, and that would be pretty handy for pulling out splinters and things like that too. So I had seeing the reviews on this, I thought it was a handsome knife, and then seeing pictures and things like that, I thought it was. But I'm going to say, in hand and seeing it in person, it has a look of a little more refinement than you can pick up maybe from pictures and things like that. It looks like it could just be one of a million different all metal knives, but definitely unique. I don't know that this style and design would be for everyone, even if the size and all that does it for you. I don't know that that style is going to turn everybody on. I think it's going to be a love it or hate it kind of thing. But I do like the unusual, so it's something that definitely is different. It's not something you just see everywhere. It doesn't look like every other knife out there. So all in all, I think it's pretty cool. What say you? I'd like to hear you guys' thought on this. Is this something that would interest you? Do you like Warncliffes? You like Kizers? Kizer's one of the Chinese makers, and which there are some companies out of China, Kizer, and some of those that they're not putting out junk. It's got an American steel, so it just comes down to what you think about that. But I'd love to hear from you guys. If you find this helpful and useful, give me a like and subscribe. I'm a little over 200 subscribers. Been doing this for a little over a year. I'd like to get, of course, up to enough subscribers we can get monetized. If we can do that, then we will be able to bring a lot more content and stuff like that. Until then, everything is out of pocket, and basically I'm just going to be doing stuff that I'm bringing in just for myself personally, or that I can take the knife sales and put in the shop. So so appreciate you guys subscribing, all the subscribers out there. I do appreciate you, and we'll keep trying to bring you new content as often as we can. All right, guys, that's all I got this time. We'll see you next time.